The One Ring turned many of its bearers invisible, but Sauron wasn't one of them. So what makes you turn invisible, and how does it work? In the Fellowship of the Ring, The Shadow of the Past, Gandalf speaks to Frodo and says, "A mortal Frodo, who keeps one of the great rings, does not die, but he does not grow or obtain more life, he merely continues, until at least every minute is weariness. And if he often uses the ring to make himself invisible, he fades. He becomes in the end invisible permanently, and walks into the twilight under the eye of the dark power that rules the rings." This tells us that the wearers of the ring, except for Sauron, that we have seen, were turned invisible because once it is slipped onto someone's finger, it brings you into the Wraith world, or the unseen world. And when Gandalf says that when you wear it often enough, it can turn you invisible permanently, that could be why the Nazgul cannot be seen without transitioning to Wraith world. Where this was made mention of was in the earliest drafts of History of Middle-earth 6. It also tells us that it only turns mortals invisible, which Sauron is not. He is Amaya, who are the lower-leveled Ainur, which are the representation of angels in Tolkien's Legendarium. To add to this, though it may seem quite helpful, many a times it can actually lead to self-destruction, as its main purpose is to return to his master and deceive all else who wish to wield it. I suppose that may be why not everything on its wearer turns invisible, but this is just conjecture. When Bilbo fought the spiders to save his friends, the spiders couldn't see anything but his sword's sting, as mentioned in The Hobbit, Chapter 8, Flies and Spiders. The spiders saw his sword, though I don't suppose they knew what it was, and at once a whole lot of them came hurrying after the hobbit along the ground and the branches, hairy legs waving, nippers and spinners snapping, eyes popping, full of froth and rage. It seems to be the same reason as to when Isildur turned invisible and the Elendamir had blazed forth red and wrathful as a burning star, during the disaster at the Gladden Fields. From this, I believe the ring does that so it can deceive the wearer and give away his or her position, which could be because certain objects, depending on who made them, will repel opposing forces, like when Sting glows blue, or when Elendamir blazed forth red when it came close to the ring. But again, this is all just more conjecture, and that's because there is a lot to assume, since this matter is not very clear. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and until our next meeting, I bid you farewell.